In charge of the action at the bell, your referee, Rafael Ramos. And now, the officials are ready, the fighters are ready. So for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black with gold and silver, official weight 125, 1/4 pounds. His professional record, an outstanding one. 33 victories, including 30 knockouts, with only 2 defeats. From Caguas, Puerto Rico, the 2-time champion of the world, Juan Manuel, Lopez. And fighting out of the red corner, wearing black with blue, officially weighing 128 pounds. A perfect professional record, 31 fights, 31 victories, including 26 knockouts. From Moreno Valley, California, the fighting pride of Oxnard, former featherweight world champion, Miguel Angel, Mikey Garcia.
Okay, guys, you receive the pre-fight instruction, recibiste las instrucciones. Protect yourself at all time, protégete todo el tiempo. Buena suerte, good luck, and remember, no one's more professional than I. Let's go, let's do it.
Mikey Garcia is a methodical, technical fighter. Juan Manuel Lopez has shown in the past he can be an explosive puncher. Can he do something early in this fight, especially given Garcia's struggles on the scale, to upset Garcia's balance? Can he do something dramatic?
Round one between a couple of genuinely explosive fighters. The pattern that Mikey Garcia has demonstrated in early rounds through most of his fights, with the sole exception of his fight against Orlando Salido. He tends to try to get a look at the opponent, throws a lesser number of punches in the first 3 rounds, and then steps it up from that point forward.
This is a guy who was vomiting not all that long ago, trying to make weight, completely dehydrated, Mikey Garcia.
And what an irony that Brandon Rios was there in his dressing room before the fight, because twice in recent years, we've seen Rios go through what appeared to be near-death experiences to make weight for his fights. In New York against John Murray, in Carson, California, before his first fight with Mike Alvarado, Rios was in desperate distress both times, but made the weight. Garcia just missing with a right hand that was aimed at doing big damage.
Yeah, and I don't like how straight up Manuel's head was when he missed that shot, because had that shot been on the button, that could have been bad things.
You know what else could be bad is the Southpaw Orthodox fighter clash of heads, because it nearly occurred about 30 seconds ago with both guys lunging in.
Well, like a lot of offensive fighters, Roy Jones, and I think you're touching on this, Juan Manuel Lopez does not have a lot of head movement.
Not at all, and that's a bad thing in a fight like this, because usually when you have a southpaw versus an orthodox fighter, they are prone to have a head collision. And with him coming straight down the pipe like this, it's bound to happen. The only thing is, in his case, he hopes that he collides with Garcia's head before his head collides with Garcia's hook.
He's been able to land. Lopez has some, Juanma has some straight left hands so far. And that's not his Sunday punch. Lopez's Sunday punch is the right hook.
The problem with his Sunday punch here on Saturday, though, is that to throw that right hook, he's also in range to be caught with Mikey Garcia's left hook.
Unofficial score, Steve Weisfeld, your take on referee Rafael Ramos.
He's a very good judge. He got very good referee. He got his start as an amateur boxer in the U.S. Army, where he served our country for 21 years. He became a professional referee in New Jersey in the late 1980s. He refereed many big fights, such as Marquez Diaz and Pacquiao Clottey, and he has the skills and background to do a great job tonight.
Garcia is catching Lopez with his jab coming in. Lopez missed with a big left cross at the end of the round.
Some good, hard punches exchanged in that round.
Don't forget that jab. Keep the jab in his face, okay? Don't throw a lazy jab, okay? Jab, keep your left hand up high. Jab, step back, okay? All right? Give me some little feints, He drops the hands and throw that hook with the right hand. 3-2, all right? Breathe, okay? Keep that jab, step in. Don't step in with it.
Keep your hands up and close your guard, all right, baby? Jab. Loosen up a bit, all right? You jab, move your torso, all right? So you're not an easy target, okay?
In round one, Juan Manuel Lopez was playing into Mikey Garcia's hands, going straight forward into his jab. Garcia therefore landed 15 out of 36 punches, 42%. 14 of those 15 landed punches for Garcia were jabs. Juanma was only 7 of 43.
There's real tension in this fight because they're throwing punches like they mean it, and they're both flashing some skill, and you get the sense that something big could happen at any moment.
At any time.
Fighting in the middle of the ring.
See, Manuel just has to be very careful of that left hook when he engages Garcia, because all of his weight goes out in front of his right leg, which is his front leg, and there's no way that if Garcia times him, he's going to get out of the weight of that left hook, like right there. And I don't like that he doesn't react to that straight right hand that Garcia just threw.
Good left hook by Garcia, sticks the jab again.
Seems to be going
another left hook for Garcia.
Garcia's way, and yet we've seen with Juanma, for instance, against Ponce de Leon, that he has the kind of punching power that can turn things around quickly.
He does, but in this fight, in this particular fight, everything is against that because he's fighting a bigger man, a man that also can match him in punching power, and he keeps giving his lead away by putting his weight above, out in front of his front foot. So having your weight in front of your front foot allows you to get countered.
And it does seem he's kind of hanging out there.
Too much, way too much.
And fighting that way against a fighter who is as relaxed and fluid as Garcia can be suicide.
Yeah, because it's just a matter of time before he catches you or times you. Like that right there.
3 left hooks in a row for Mikey Garcia. Not big impact, just enough to score. Juanma lands a jab and touches Mikey with the left hand, but not big. Down he goes on a perfect right crook.
And I told you, I didn't like the way he reacts to that right hand. He doesn't get out the way of it, and he's going to catch him sooner or later.
Now can Garcia show that kind of technical mastery and finishing prowess in spite of the weight struggles?
Manuel is not well on his feet right now. Another good punch could be bad.
But as usual, Garcia is taking his time, relaxed, not unnecessarily pressing the issue when he knows that the tactical flow of the fight is on his side.
Garcia aware enough to extend his right hand to make sure the ref wasn't there as he moved to his right at the end of that round.
Hacer nada diferente, okay? Don't get into no exchanges, all right? Round by round, you're gonna do that, all right? Keep doing that. Let him make mistakes, okay? Let him make mistakes and you catch him, just like you did right there, okay? And then don't get overexcited. Keep it cool.
Here you see when Garcia throws his punch, nothing ever happens. He never gets out the way. He never reacts to the punch. So anytime Garcia throws the right hand, Manuel is not reacting to that punch at all. Impossible to get out the way. See, straight up in the air, right down the pipe, no left or right movement, not even a hand to block the right hand.
And that's the reaction of Garcia's wife, Fatima, seated at ringside. You might think that Mikey Garcia, growing up in a family of fighters, which is now a family of trainers, would have had a burning desire to become a boxer. Not so. He was 13 or 14 years old when his family roped him into entering an amateur competition in which he had no particular interest, and he wound up going to the finals of that tournament and figured out, well, I guess maybe I'm pretty good at this.
He's the embodiment of the expression, you don't choose your profession chooses you. He was so good at it that it made sense for him to pursue it.
And this despite the fact that he's already passed through the police academy in Ventura County, California.
No, I got it.
So he already has a step toward a possible alternative career somewhere in the future.
Juan's face starting to show the effects of these Garcia shots.
I don't like to see a guy with the legs that Juan has, and it seems as though he can't keep his balance much anymore. That's a bad effect that the game of boxing has on a lot of guys. And as you see, when he throws his left hand, he's always off balance, like that right there. Very difficult for him to avoid getting hit after that punch.
Juan will be 30 years old in 2 weeks, Roy Jones. Does he look like an old 30 to you?
He is an old 30. He's been through a lot of wars, Jim. Well, not a lot of wars, but a lot of tough fights. He's knocked out a lot of guys because he's such a good puncher, but he's not really looking well as a fighter to me.
I think you were right the first time. I would call them wars. The Batagua fight, the Salido fights, those are 3 legitimate wars.
And it seems as though they have taken a little bit of a toll on him. Now, that year off helped him a lot, I guarantee you, but as you see, his balance is not good right now. Like that right there. Big heart, very skilled fighter, and a very powerful guy.
There was a moment early in his career when I thought his quick right hook was as devastating as any punch in boxing. But as the years went by, he seemed to go away from it a little bit, got a little bit more left-hand crazy, much more stationary on his feet. And there's never been any head movement. He's always been an all-offensive fighter.
No, hey. Vamos a agarrar, okay, let's go.
In today's time, it's very difficult being just an offensive fighter. These guys are punching with much more velocity, much more precision.
Juan Manuel Lopez landed a left hand in that exchange.
No.
Garcia missing with a wild right.
Lopez did dodge the right hand, and that was good to see.
It's caught with a left hook. Outs his chin to Garcia. Maybe not a great idea in a round in which you've already been down. In 2 weeks, it's the return of emerging star Gennady Golovkin. June 29, middleweight sensation Gennady Golovkin puts his title on the line against Matthew Macklin. After the fight, stay tuned for my show, The Fight Game, a mid-year report on news and issues in the sport of boxing.
Breathe. ¿Cómo se siente la condición? ¿Cómo se siente el cuerpo? ¿Bien? ¿Bien? ¿Nada? Ok, de todos modos, no por eso hay que caer en errores, ok?
Well, come on, you can't fall into those errors there.
Él tira esta lento.
He throws this one slowly. Be quick.
¿Qué, mijo?
He's running too much.
Here you see Mikey Garcia at the very end of the round land another counter left hook, and that left hook left Juan wobbling back to the corner when the bell rang.
He had that stiff-legged walk.
Yes.
CompuBox numbers through 3. Garcia is averaging 13 out of 41 per round. Lopez 6 out of 42. They're throwing 40 punches per round. The division average for 126-pounders is 58 punches per round. The slow pace favors Garcia. It's the way he likes to fight. Steve Weisfeld, how do you have it through 3?
Jim, I have it 30-26 with a 10-8 round in round 2 because of the knockdown. In addition to all of his other problems, I think Lopez is fighting at exactly the wrong distance. He's getting outboxed and outpunched, so I have Garcia up by 4 points.
I agree with Steve's assessment. Garcia takes these little half-step backs, throws the jab, half-step back, and Juan walks right into his shots.
2 more solid punches for Garcia, a left and a right. Lopez not looking any better as the 4th round progresses.
No, he has a big heart, Jim, but that heart is going to hurt him a little bit tonight because he's in front of a big puncher.
Well, it's his only chance right now, it seems, is hang in there and try to land a big shot.
Yeah, but when you throw a big shot, you're also open to be caught with a big shot.
What about closing the distance and trying to force the pace? Trying to make it more of his kind of fight.
It's hard for him, Jim, because his balance is so bad. Mikey's just taking a little step back like that, and then Mikey throw a perfect shot.
Perfect left hook. Second time Lopez has been down. 3rd time he's been rocked, and referee Rafael Ramos has seen it up.